guys, I'm back, and the reason I'm back is I want to do a review. I finally got in, and it's this Indio Telecaster, which I've been waiting for a while. They've been sold out, and I got an email from Monoprice, and the Indio's in here. So really quickly, before I unbox this, just to give you an idea, this is what the box looks like that it comes in. They call this their hassle-free packaging. Not bad. Assuming this came from California, I'm in New York. A few little dents in the box. I have not opened this yet, so I'm going to hope that obviously this withstood the shipping. I definitely tell here it came from China. If you don't know anything quickly, what Monoprice does, or it claims to do, is their guitars are made in China. They get shipped into a factory in California, and then they're set up by a luthier out in California. So they actually give you a certificate, or at least the ones I've gotten in the past. I've gotten a certificate for, so I'll be curious if one is in this box for this guy. But we're going to get this guy unpackaged. Go ahead and take a look at it. And again, this is the Tele model, and the reason I've been waiting for this one is I love the blue color, at least the way it looks online. So I want to see what this one turns out to be, and we'll go from there. So welcome back, guys. So if you're not familiar with Monoprice guitars, let me show you really quick. This is their older style they used to make. In fact, I have a review on this one you can watch. This is their Monoprice, and in fact they put the, it's called the Pro Audio series. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time, but I've had this guitar now coming on, I think, about a year and a half, almost maybe 2 years, and I love it. It's been a great guitar. It plays well. Super affordable. It was under $100. It still looks beautiful. The only thing I did to it was I changed the pickups. I just had an old set of BC Rich pickups I put in it, and I swapped those out. And I did change the nut on it because it did come with a plastic nut, so I put a synthetic bone nut in there. I tell you, the thing plays great. It stays in tune. It's a super fun guitar to play with. Again, it looks beautiful. I've had zero issues with it, besides the switch that was bad when I first got it. Other than that, I couldn't recommend it really more enough. However, they've discontinued. They don't make them anymore. The other one, which I've had pretty good luck with, this is their California Classic. They're older. Again, these are discontinued. This one was around $70. Again, this is their Monoprice 610102. They actually put the numbers, the model number on the back. They don't have a serial number. This guitar, again, same thing. This one I haven't touched. This one is still stock. But it's been a lot of fun. It's a fun guitar to play. It's obviously a Tele style. And I have to tell you another thing, the thing just stays in tune, and it plays well, and it's a lot of fun to play with. And again, they're great to mod, anything you want to do with them. But it's been a great guitar, and again, I've had no issues with it, and I've let some friends play it and I didn't even tell them the price, and they were actually really surprised the way the guitar is played. So no issues. So while we get to the unboxing, let me put this guy back here really quick. And we get to the quick unboxing of our Indio Tele. Kind of excited to see what this guy kind of looks like in here, and go through here kind of really quick. And number one, thank you for your order. So I'll give you a little card inside. Let me put my box down here really quick. And inside here, let's go through here. So they ship it in the gig bag. So here's our gig bag. It's got the shoulder straps on the back. I guess kind of a cool thing. I don't see any, oh, and it's got a carry handle here, so you can give it a little bit of a whirl. And let me open up this really quick and just show you, so if you're interested, and what this guy actually looks like. It's got another zipper compartment here, and in the zipper compartment, there's nothing, it's empty. And, alright, so, show you, this is the way that it comes, shipped. Kind of cool. Let me see here. I don't see anything in here. Let me put the gig bag down, and here is the guitar itself. Okay, so it's got this soft cloth, I guess you would call it. You can see up here they've got the tools, which they did say they would include in here, so kind of a cool thing. And of course, just our hex nuts adjustment for, obviously, I'm assuming the bridge, of course, and the truss rod. So this is included. Now, one thing, unless I miss here really quick, that I've noticed is the older models, they used to give you a certificate that it was sent up by a luthier. In fact, it was even signed, and I believe it was dated as well. So I don't see that in here, and maybe that's just something they've stopped doing. Interesting question. And here is the unveil, as you are seeing with me. And here we go. Let's get our back. And so this is what this guy looks like. I haven't waiting for this blue color for quite a while. This has been on back order. And what's kind of cool about Monoprice, you've never been on there before, and by the way, some people ask right away, and it even tells me here, it is made in China. Is Monoprice, you can set up for their newsletters per se, and if they're out of stock on something, they notify you when it comes in. And I've been waiting, and I got an email from them, and what's kind of cool is they even tell you the quantity. So in fact, they had 22, I believe, and then it said in late January, early February, and about a month from now, they were going to get in about 100 of them, and then it was like 56 after that. So kind of cool they even tell you the quantity of what they're going to get in, and it also kind of gives me an indication that they're not making these things by the thousands or even by the hundreds, but so kind of interesting. But this has been sold out for a while. So again, just to give you an idea with the blue color, which initially I really like. And just give you kind of, this is, I guess, again, I hope the camera picks up, definitely kind of a dark blue color. You can see here, of course, the black pick guard, three-way selector switch, feels pretty good. Knobs feel pretty good. They're not the real loose, cheap ones. Now, I'm just going to go ahead here real quick. I apologize off camera, but let me just go ahead and take the protective tape off here so you guys can go ahead and take a look. All right, there's our protective tape. Okay, and there we go. So just give you an idea again of what this guy kind of looks like. I like the, and in fact I love the maple neck, which is what I wanted. Okay, and I'm glad this one particular color especially did not come in the rosewood. It's a satin neck. Again, a 25.5-inch scale guitar. You can see, of course, the two pickups, the three-way selector switch. And overall, first of all, what I love to do, especially looking at a guitar, and I know this is a pretty inexpensive price point, is just feeling the fretwork. And so when I run my hand up and down this initially, I have to tell you, I feel no burrs. I don't feel any sharp edges at all. And in fact, which is kind of cool, it looks like they actually filled in, and I'm hoping the camera can pick this up, each individual fret. And in fact, they, instead of just having the fret stick out, these are actually filled in, and that is, I'm very surprised. Again, this guitar was $99, and they had a free shipping promo, but that's pretty cool to see. Again, how you can see the fretwork here, and looking at these guys, again, really smooth. So I'm definitely impressed with that. Now, I'm gonna have to do some homework on this, but my initial is this is not plastic. It's actually a synthetic nut, which again, I'm really surprised at this price point, and actually very happy with. Of course, you can see the string trees in here. This does have, now I'm gonna again have to do some homework. This actually has, looks like it has a serial number on it, which I haven't seen before. And I'll see if that's a model number. Again, made in China, but again, I will have to look. It's just a sticker, it looks like. Let me look here. No, it's actually on there. So I'm going to assume, and I will check, but that's actually a serial number, and it does have 3 stickers on the back. I also, which I was very impressed, which very happy here, of course, is the string through design. I was very surprised to find that at this price point. So the ferrules in the back, pretty cool. And I know because if you compare this, of course, with the Squire line and their Bullet line, you have to get up to, I believe it's the Infinity or higher before you get the string through. The Bullet, of course, doesn't have it, unless they've changed that recently. But again, your bridge, I'm just looking kind of carefully. All the screws look like they're in really good shape. The neck looks really good. And I know, and I knew it before I bought it, the only thing I'm not crazy about it, again, this is just preference, I don't love the shape of the headstock. Not a big fan of that. You know, maybe it's something I'll modify or change down the road. I also like the fact that Monoprice kind of tells you, you can play with these. In fact, even on their website, you know, they even tells you they're kind of great for playing around with and throwing in different pickups and, you know, playing around with them and modding them and doing whatever we want to do with them, which is kind of cool. But anyway, my initial impressions out of the box is I'm pretty impressed. And in fact, I have another video, if you look up on the the Bullet from Squire, which I loved in the blue also. I think it was the Olympic blue, and I wasn't real happy with it. In fact, I wound up sending it back. But I have to tell you, initially, in fact, even the neck pocket here, very kind of impressed. Let me just get up here really quick. With the neck pocket and the design, you can see, of course, the 4-bolt, but the neck pocket is really, really clean. And sometimes with these cheaper guitars, you see all kinds of gaps and spaces, and this is actually really, really nice and clean, which I'm really happy with. I would assume it's probably just a 1-ply pick guard, but it's actually on there pretty nice. It's got a protective coating, which obviously I'm going to have to take off. The bridge looks good. The pickups look good, obviously. These are on here nice and tight, my strap locks. You can see, of course, the fret indicators, okay, here, of course, along the neck. And but again, initial impressions, really, really impressed with the look. Of course, the big thing's going to be plugging in and playing it and see how this thing plays. Definitely not in tune. But, yeah, we'll see how the action is. Now, I don't know, again, from what I understand, they claim these guitars are manufactured in China. They're shipped over to California. Like, and I'm just looking at the strings, and I'll do with all these. You know, I'm going to put my own strings on here. You know, obviously, without question, over time, that's probably the big thing I'll do. And what I always love to do, of course, just, you know, condition the neck. And really, in this case, I don't have to do much because it's a maple neck. We know that. I like that it's a satin finish. I see one little tiny flaw back here. And again, I don't even want to really call it, but it does have one little flaw in the neck. Again, I don't know if that will actually show up. And it's just, they're really tiny. But other than that, I don't see flaws anywhere else. It feels smooth. Of course, I'll put some polish on here. And of course, remember, this has a maple neck, so you don't ever touch a maple neck with oil. Of course, just kind of, you know, wipe it down. But other than that, really, again, my initial impressions are I'm pretty impressed. So I'm going to get all the pick guards off, get this wiped down, and of course, get this thing, you know, plugged in and see how it sounds. But just to give you an idea, this is what she looks like out of the box. Again, and a real nice job by Monoprice. And again, they claim to have this set up by Luthiers in California, and if they did a pretty good job. And at least, you know, with the inspection, I don't see anything in terms of, you know, inspections or paperwork. Again, just the guitar. But overall, and another thing I like to look for is the input jack, and this one's really clean. First of all, it's tight, and sometimes I've seen with, you know, the real cheap guitars, you can see gaps in spacing. This one actually fits really, really nice. Which is really, you know, again, at this price point is impressive to see. Again, I look for uniformity in the bridge and the pick guard, and it's actually all spaced correctly, which is really nice. You don't see any gaps in here, and it's not crooked. The bridge screws all look square, which is nice. You know, no, actually, again, it all looks really good. So the initial impression is a good one. Very happy with the way this came out. So we'll get this go ahead now. We'll get it plugged in. We'll tune it up. I'm not going to do anything to it besides tune it up. And we'll just see how kind of it sounds out of the box and give you guys an idea. And we'll be back in a little bit. Hey guys, just to give you some basic sounds, going to keep things really simple. I just have a slight reverb on, a little bit of compression, but just so you can hear the pickups, what they sound like. So I'm in the neck position right now, and volume up, tone up, and I'm in the neck position. Go to the middle position, and we're going to go both pickups. And finally, we're going to go to the bridge pickup. lastly, I'm just going to go to a setting just called Fender Blues, just so you can hear a little bit of, we're going to go back to the neck pickup and just go through that. And I'm just going through bias FX2, by the way, where my sound, and just coming through 2 speakers. But just give you an idea of what this sounds like. Again, I'm on the Fender Blues setting. Pickup. Again, that was the middle, both pickups, and now finally we're going to go to the bridge pickup.